A blind knight that uses echolocation, viewing the dark, treacherous world through sound. Trapped in a dungeon keep, endangered by combatants, where hazards lurk around every corner. Make sound to have vision, or don't and be stealthy. Avoid impaling threats throughout the dungeon to escape. Engage with other prisoners.
Broken art I've been hearing about. Could you find the key and unlock my cell?
Free them to fight back with more allies.
Let's take this guy.
The dungeon labyrinth has many paths and even more traps. Struggle through the darkness to find your freedom.
Presentation.
Round number 2 of the chase on the way for the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Welcome to Fontana, California. We're high atop the late great Auto Club Speedway and ready to go for our second round of the postseason here on Turn 200 with the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Welcome aboard, everybody. It's Tommy Cook. It's Joshua Motichek, partner, the big 2-mile D Oval. It is an abrasive old track surface, and tonight it is ripping hot, not just with the stars of the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series, but it's just ripping hot.
Yeah, hot. I think hot is a vast understatement. 132 degrees was the track temperature at the end of practice.
Youch.
Wait here just a moment to see what it is as soon as we jump into qualifying. 134 to start off qualifying. So not your regular Auto Club. Definitely will be drastically different than it usually is as we roll into qualifying. Gonna be slick.
Yeah, I don't want to alarm anybody. That is some of the highest temperatures I've ever seen on iRacing. Let's take a look at the point standings. Las Vegas. Of course, Justin Michael is on a roll right now. He has won 3 in a row and 4 of the last 5. And he takes the postseason opener. Narrow lead, though, over Jared Wishon, who is on a similarly good stretch of late, just without the victory. Lehman, Maul, Patton, and Floyd on the left side of the graphic, but I mean a big gully from Maul and Patton in 4th to Floyd back there in 6th, and everybody on the right side of the graphic with a lot of work to do this evening.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting to me how we've got like little groups. So like Michael and Wishon are super close in points, and there's a little gap. Then you got Lehman, Maul, and Patton all right there bunched up, and then a little gap, and then further on back. So interested to see how this is going to shake up as we roll through tonight. I think this track is going to make things a little bit more shaken up than they would be with a regular temperature Auto Club race, to say the least.
It's a lot at play and a lot at stake here this evening as we get you to the track for some drivers on their qualifying laps. We're hovering right around 30 drivers, as Rob Haynes will take the provisional pole for now. Will Kirk back in the lineup tonight. He'll go second quickest on his opening circuit. Justin Ritchie is back for the first time in a long time. He sits in the 4th position at the moment. Here is Jack Watts. Really only, if we're being honest, really only Lehman, Michael, and Wishon had good weeks last week. Patton hit by disappointment late with a chance to win and ends up finishing 4th. Dakota Floyd with a wretched night. He takes provisional pole for the moment. Ran quite well here at the end of last season. Jack Watts currently in the 3rd spot. as Justin Michael, a previous winner here at Auto Club, hits the track. And speaking of champions, Andrew Schulte back in the lineup for the first time this season. The 2023 champion is ready to give it a shot. He's got provisional outside pole at the moment. Billy Bumgardner, good qualifying run from him inside the top 10 at the moment. Jump over to Alex Howland. And then to Gino Morrow. Morrow will go to 11th. He had a good finish last week inside the top 5. James Lehman crossing the stripe is now on the clock. Justin Michael headed down the back stretch on the clock for his timed lap here as well. As we say hello to Lisa Carroll, Bailey Motichek, and Shelly Mall in the chat. Greg also on the clock, not too far behind the virtual ghost track from Justin Michael. Logan Murray goes into the top 10 with his lap, as Justin Michael will see if this is good enough for pole, and it is. Temporarily, Greg Mall, 5th quickest. Go back to Nathan Carroll in a second. Here is James Lehman. Lehman's lap. He loves a hot, slick track, and it is good for 7th quickest. Ryan Nardone, another chaser, up to 8th. And the only driver now on an active lap is Nathan Carroll. You talk about disappointing starts to the chase. Carroll, deep in the pack last week, is on the right side of the graphic. And he is looking to go much better tonight. To the stripe for the 63 truck. The Wildish Motorsports Ventures entry is only good enough for 13th. With 30 seconds to go. Nobody else is going to make an attempt. So 22 drivers put up a lap. And by my account, we've got 31 drivers, including Scott Patton. Now, Patton not putting up a qualifying run, maybe a little bit surprising. He's the defending Auto Club winner. He's won twice at Auto Club on Turn 200, with a victory in Truck 200 as well. But he has an EOL penalty after contact last week at Las Vegas. So all he's missing out on is pit selection, essentially. And Patton will have to start from the tail of this field regardless. Time to roll into tonight's starting lineup for 75 laps at Auto Club Speedway. And it is yet another pole position for Justin Michael. His 29th career, 7th of the season. And he will start to the inside of the reigning series champion Dakota Floyd. Finished runner-up at Auto Club to close out 2025 season number 1. Andrew Schulte back for the first time this season. He'll wind up in 3rd to the inside of the 199 of Rob Haynes, who is currently last in the chase running order. He needs a big night here tonight. Greg Mall to the inside of Jack Watts on row number 3. James Lehman and Ryan Nardone on row number 4. Will Kirk is back. He'll start in 9th to the inside of Parker Donaldson, driver 74. Just cracks the top 10 in qualifying. Chasers Billy Bumgardner and Nathan Carroll on row number 6. It's Joshua Fracker and Logan Murray coming off a season best finish last week. Starts in 14th. Alex Howland and Justin Ritchie back for the first time in a number of weeks. He'll start in 16th. Jared Wishon way back in 17th to the inside of Gino Morrow, who also got a top 5 last week. It is Matt Sisler and Tyler Granat, your top 20. Christian Elliott back for the first time in a couple of weeks. He'll start to the inside of Kyle Stewart on row number 11. Heath Smith and Scott Patton will have an EOL penalty, but he starts tentatively in 24th. Rod Mitten and Matt Rodolasso, teammates there on row number 13. Row 14 is Trent Drum to the inside of Bill Paradise. Brad Slagle, Chris Sargent, and Chris Voiles, 31 drivers ready to attack here this evening at Auto Club. Let's take a look at the weather. 133 degrees. Oh, baby, it is toasty out on this very old track surface. No repave since 1999 on this scan. And this track is weathered and bumpy. Just like, should I say just like some of the drivers in the field? Is that too mean? I'm not sure. But regardless, what are these drivers up against here tonight?
I think that pretty much the only thing I feel that they are going to be paying attention to is that whopping 133-degree track temperature. I mean, it's going to be killer on tires. Speaking of tires, they do get 3 extra sets in the pits. I'm sure that we will see all 3 used by most drivers in the field. No fast repairs, however, the incident limits do stand. 16x is a drive-through penalty. 21 is a disqualification. 70% fuel should put the fuel window around lap 25 to 26, possibly a little bit further, as these drivers start off being packed up all together. 75 laps is the full distance tonight. That will put the stage break at the end of lap 23. So by the time they get there, they will all be screaming for tires for sure.
Yes, definitely. I would imagine some drivers are already screaming for tires just to get themselves prepared for what is to come. As hot as they come on the track temperature, 75 laps at Auto Club. Round number 2 of the chase for the Max VCT Home Designs Truck Series. Justin Michael and Dakota Floyd lead him to the green.
Boy, even getaway there at the front.
See whose tires are feeling sticky early here through 1 and 2.
Already see just how loose these trucks are through the corner. With a little bit more momentum coming off that top side. Gonna have a nose on the entry of 3.
We'll see how quickly Schulte can get back into the
touch.
swing of things as Michael and Floyd banging doors for the lead. Here goes Schulte to make it 3 wide. The winningest Max V driver and 2 of our series champions, 3 wide for the lead here on lap 2 at Auto Club. Rob Haynes waiting in the wings. James Lehman rides in the 5th position. Schulte up into the wall. As Michael slips back to 3rd, Haynes goes to his outside. Floyd and Schulte now going at it for the lead by themselves. This is why we love Auto Club. It's 6 lanes wide.
Here goes Schulte with the momentum to the outside of Floyd. They're going to get close, but avoid contact. Schulte running that high line right up beside the wall.
Yeah, he's got nothing to lose. He's here for a one-off tonight. He's going to put on a show, and he is doing exactly that.
Going to look to the inside now, rolling into 3, see if he can get a little bit of a slider done.
James Lehman going up to the fence as well now. As we say hello to Robin Motichek, Michelle Kirk, great to hear from you. And Daniel Carroll in the chat as well. Happy Thursday to everybody. Floyd packing in that dirty air on Schulte. But Mr. 36 himself in the 81 truck. Make that make sense. Down to the bottom of the track now. Here's Will Kirk in 5th. Justin Michael, I would imagine, on a heavy tire conservation at the moment. It's the usual Justin Michael MO. Watching a couple chase drivers. Greg Mall is back 3 from where he started. So is Jack Watts. They run in the 8th and 9th positions, respectively. But the Baumgartner riding right where he started in spot number 11.
Rob Haynes all over the bumper of Floyd. Floyd now pushing up to the bumper of Schulte. And here comes the 50 of Lehman around the outside, looking to get a run.
As they make a little train down low, Lehman doesn't want any part of that. He is off the tracks. He is going for it early. Haynes trying to muscle underneath of Dakota Floyd and make him make a decision. And Floyd will jump to the top side with his buddy Lehman. Will Kirk close in into the mix? So 3 chasers and 2 part-timers in the top 5. Lots of mixed agendas, but they're all getting after it here early.
Haynes super loose off of 2. He's going to get down all the way down to the line.
I mean, riding along here with Schulte, he's going to get a challenge from Dakota Floyd to the inside. But, I mean, you can see these trucks just cajoling down the back straightaway. I mean, it's basically a whoop section down the back stretch. This track is weathered. Here's
Lehman now
Lehman.
looking to the inside, make 3 wide on the entry of turn 1. Lehman going to set up for a slider.
Getting down on that apron, letting it take him up to the middle of the track. Slides right up in front of Floyd. An advantage Schulte as Lehman going for the slider lets the back end of the truck get out from underneath of him. I mean, these drivers are just tiptoeing these trucks.
Schulte now with one of the largest gaps to the lead that we have seen thus far. Only 0.3 of a second, however.
On board with Lehman as he continues to try to maneuver here. Now trying to keep it buttoned up to that apron. After getting up into this pack, using that outside.
Lehman gonna fall to the clutches of Rob Haynes here. That bottom just not the place to be at the moment, in my opinion.
Haynes might have got stuck 3 wide there, but able to pull ahead of Lehman. Back in behind Dakota Floyd. Historically, we don't have a lot of cautions here at Auto Club. You and I were kind of questioning whether or not that would stay true tonight just with the track temperature alone. But only 3 cautions in our 2 previous races combined here. And one of those, actually 2 of those are stage cautions. It's really only 1 caution per incident. And so far, so clean here, working lap number 9.
Don't look now, but Mr. Tire Save Justin Michael is on the charge again. Now past Will Kirk, back into the top 5.
Floyd to the inside of Schulte once again. You and I were talking to James Lehman earlier tonight. We're chasing the stage break here at lap 23, and Lehman said, man, this championship may very well come down to how you perform in these stages. Two drivers that desperately need stage points in 2 very different positions. Dakota Floyd minus 26 to Justin Michael entering the night. And Michael nursing just a 5-point lead over Jared Wishon, but Wishon is not inside the top 10 at the moment. He's close, but he's not in the money yet. He's running into 12th position. Schulte down onto the flat in the tri-oval and sends a dagger up in front of Floyd to cover him off. Now the top 4 are on the top side, and Michael is rolling the bottom as now there's a caution. Issue for Logan Murray as Heath Smith was coming down pit road, but Murray, looks like in turn number 1 has gone around. And I guess ask and you shall receive, although I wasn't really asking for a caution. Let's see what happens here. This is another chaser, Kyle Stewart, to his inside. And, oh, Murray going to just jot down the track really quickly right into the path of Kyle Stewart. Stewart should be fine. You do not want aero damage here. And that is some big-time damage for the 444. I mean, just moving down a little bit to sneak a peek. Yeah, we talk about that a lot in super speedway racing. You want to see what is ahead of you when you're right up to the backside of the driver in front of you. Just a little peek there to the inside to see what's going on, but Kyle Stewart was there. So that will send him around. Curious to see what happened to Heath Smith. Why he decided to come down pit road here early, unless he's maybe just retiring for the night. Oh, no, he got a piece of the wall there. but he's already slow and off the pace as Christian Elliott goes by. So some kind of issue for the one truck. Great to see Anders Schultz back with us. Series champion with the MaxV CNC Home Designs Truck Series. Something to the tune of about 50 starts, 7 career victories in a championship. As some drivers coming down pit road, Schultz leads in Rob Haynes, Greg Mull, Ryan Nardone, Tyler Granat, Nathan Carroll, Matt Sisler, Matt Rodolazzo, Christian Elliott, Trent Drum, and Chris Voiles, all down pit road here.
Curious to see what the play is going to be here.
Schultz beats Granat out of pit road.
Looks like Granat and Sissel are both taking 2 tires.
Gets them up the running order a little bit. Crucially, this will also get Jared Wishon into the stage points. Wishon did not make any doubt about it. Last week, he said, not a big Auto Club guy. Definitely struggled for pace in qualifying, but he's +9 now with the aid of some drivers pitting. But stage points on the line, he desperately needs it. Especially now with Justin Michael up at the front of this field. Hello to Duke Aluka and Marilyn Beck. Manifesting a massive win for Nathan Carroll. Carroll now is going to be off strategy. Was running all right. A little bit further down the qualifying order than I think he wanted to be, but now is dropped down to 27th with a pit stop here under the caution.
Yeah, Carroll taking 4 tires early, as some drivers have already as well. Definitely going to be interesting to see how this plays out, seeing as we do have another caution in a measly 10 laps time. So definitely going to be interesting to see how that works out to jump. I would presume not pitting under the stage caution. And running out strategy from there. So
you would think so. Let's give you an update on where the chasers are here, coming to a restart with 9 to go in the stage. Dakota Floyd, Justin Michael, they run first and second. James Lehman is in 4th. Jack Watts is in 5th. Jared Wishon currently in 7th. Billy Bumgardner in 8th. Kyle Stewart in the 13th position. Scott Patton in the 14th spot. Then you've got Ryan Nardone in 21st, Greg Mull in 23rd, Rob Haynes in 24th, and Nathan Carroll in the 28th position. One driver out of the race, seemingly it is Heath Smith. That leaves us with 30 drivers on track as the pace truck is off. Dakota Floyd and Justin Michael at the front of the field. Whoa! Old tires on display there.
Oh.
Lots of
Hang on
stacking
to
up.
it, boys.
Donaldson. And they are piling in. Oh, man, that is a hard shot for Christian Elliott. That truck is done. I mean, you could see it with the old tire runners. Everybody, even the drivers at the front, had a little spin. It just got worse as that field continued to stack up. Old track surface, hot track surface, old tires, equal pain. Lots of chasers will have gotten a piece of that one, including Nathan Carroll, Ryan Nardone, and Kyle Stewart.
Boy, Scott Patton barely made it out of that one.
Big wheel spins here for Will Kirk and Jack Watts are going to kind of set this in motion. As we'll try and That's too far out. Let's take a look at it here. Watch that HendrickCars.com Chevy Silverado 77 Jack Watts, and you can see the truck in front of him, Will Kirk, spinning the tires big time. I think they're going to be okay. It's really the 74 truck of Parker Donaldson that is going to get massively slowed up here. And just, he spins his own wheels. And at that point, I mean, Mitten has nowhere to go. Stewart has nowhere to go. Patton, like you said, narrow escape for him. Howland just barely going to get through.
Rob Haynes also sneaking through as well.
Greg Mall, we're watching the 7 truck here. He is going to get by. Nathan Carroll, takes a shot off the nose there through the grass on Rod Mitten. Not saying that's going to be the end of the world, but that is not nothing. Hopefully he avoids the 13 of Christian Elliott, who took just a hellacious hit on that unprotected inside wall. That was rough. Let's go kickpot cam here with Nathan Carroll. And man, these drivers took fresh tires to avoid this very situation, but you can't control what goes on in front of you. I mean, that is a track blocker at a track that is 6 lanes wide with an infield covered in grass. There is nowhere to go. That is just humongous. All right, listen for the tires here. Just listen to these tires spin underneath of this truck. Is there a more helpless feeling than having absolutely no traction whatsoever? You had more grip, I think, on the dirt in Knoxville last week. Or, well, I guess you didn't because you weren't there. But anybody else that would have been there, that's, man, that's just tough.
And that's saying something because Knoxville gets slick.
Mm-hmm. So we'll re-rack him and try it again now with a couple extra laps off the board. This is the hard part, though. Once these drivers get back up to speed, I think they'll be okay. Parker Donaldson and Ryan Nardone. Boy, it has just been a crappy postseason for Ryan Nardone to start things off. Hopefully his fortunes turn around. There's Nathan Carroll. He's back in the 23rd spot. Scott Patton now is just outside of the points-paying window here. That spot currently held by Jack Watts in 10th. Patton in 11th. Jared Wishon still riding in 8th. Billy Bumgardner in 7th. Joshua Fracker, Gino Morrow now into the top 5. It's still Floyd and Michael at the front of this field. Lots of space here up at the front. You can tell, I think confidence is low with these old tire runners here on this restart. We'll see how they manage. Floyd has control. He fires. We're back underway. And again, already a little heaving and hoeing. As you can see, Michael there way out of shape. He'll be on the outside of 3 wide. Kirk down low, Fracker through the middle with help from Gino Morrow, and Justin Michael, just like that, is back to 6th. 2, 3, and 4 wide through the pack. Old tires, new tires, doesn't matter. They're all fanned out.
Oh, Tyler Granat gets turned.
Granat spinning. We're still green. We're not done yet. Coming to lap 20. Stage break at the conclusion of lap 23. Dakota Floyd leading, James Lehman in tow. They've got some separation back to Joshua Fracker as Justin Michael is trying to roar back to life here. Picked up all the spots he's lost on the restart already. If he can complete it on Fracker. Rob Haynes and Greg Mall close it up.
Gino Moore to the inside. Fracker almost 3 wide for a moment. Haynes and Mull making leaps and bounds under this stint on those fresh tires. You can see just how much more grip they have rolling into the corners. We're momentarily almost 4 wide.
We are 4 wide. Floyd rolls out of it. Lehman doesn't, and he tucks in right behind the new race leader, Rob Haynes, 3rd to 1st. Mall will pick off Floyd. Rob Haynes, more than anybody else, needs these stage points. And he's 2 laps away from getting them.
One thing to point out very quickly as well, Chase driver Jared Wishon having to come down pit road to serve a black flag for passing Jack Watts under that restart.
Yep, they do not clear black flags no matter the circumstances. As here comes Mull to the inside of Rob Haynes. Mull not quite in as desperate of a point situation as Haynes, but he definitely needs to make up some ground on Justin Michael. This is a good way to do it. 7 clear to the lead. But he washes up the track. Haynes will have a look here to the inside. Final lap in the stage. Incoming. We've already seen more cautions for incident at Auto Club tonight than we've seen in the past 2 Auto Club races combined in Max V. And I don't think we're done with that yet. A drag race between friends and teammates. They both need a stage win, but who will come away with it? Haynes on the inside, Mull on the outside.
Ball's going to have a nose with the momentum. Haynes going to roll down to the apron.
Oh, boy. I think Mull? I'm not 100% sure. Damn, it was close.
Do believe it was Greg Mull with the stage win.
So nicely done for driver 7. That's 10 points in his bucket. Haynes will take 2nd. It's showing Nathan Carroll in 3rd. Is that correct?
That is correct. Nathan Carroll, even after getting a little bit of right front damage from that earlier incident, still able to make up the ground to 3rd.
Well, that is a welcome news for most of the folks that are watching right now. Carroll 3rd, Lehman 4th, Michael 5th. Floyd, Fracker, Morrow, Kirk, and Patton will get the last stage point. As you mentioned, Jared Wishon a moment ago, having to serve his penalty under green. I do believe he's still on the lead lap, though, so that's good news for him. But already was going to be a tough night for him, and it got a lot tougher there. Carroll stays out. The other drivers that took tires there before that stage are coming in, though. It is not going to be much of a buffer here for Nathan Carroll. And by not much, I mean it's going to be him and the damaged Logan Murray that have stayed out. That is Parker Donaldson, I believe, getting a lap back. Actually, no, that's Ryan Nardone getting a lap back. We'll watch the race off. Tentatively, it is for 3rd. Rob Haynes wins it. Haynes seemingly with a 2-tire stop way off before anybody else. Maul, Lehman, Michael, and Floyd, the top 5. Morrow, Kirk, Bumgarner, Ritchie, and Fracker, the top 10. Team Edward. Oh boy, that's never a hashtag I thought I'd see in our chat. You know,
don't let Bailey see that.
You know, but they say before you get involved in politics, you need to be more informed. So I think I don't know enough to weigh in. I don't think I'm gonna bow out. That's the last thing we need is it's a twilight fight in the middle of our auto club race. It's been a fight enough on its own.
Nathan Carroll and Logan Murray now down pit road. Perhaps a little bit of fuel strategy gonna play in here.
Hope Carroll didn't get a penalty for entering a closed pit. I guess we'll see. Could also be just Carroll wanting to lead a lap. But this is going to put him way down the pecking order. So I think
Murray going to take 2 tires. Carroll taking 4.
Oh, boy. Yeah, lengthy stop for Carroll. I think he is going to come out 26th. Talk about roller coaster nights. Carroll is certainly off to one. Last couple weeks, though, the roller coaster has been not very fun. Hello to Zach Magris. Nathan started in the mid-pack, I do believe. Came in for fresh tires, immediately was involved in an accident, and then the fresh tires ended up paying off anyway. He drove up to 3rd at the end of the stage. Now he's on an alternate strategy that's going to put him right back to the back of the pack. We could be done with cautions. I don't think we are, but we could be. Lap 27 on the board this time, and the race is on for round number 2. Haynes and Maul, Lehman and Michael, Floyd and Morrow, the top 6. We're back to green. Oh, Michael loose. James Lehman picking off Greg Maul to go to second. Maul under fire here from Floyd and from Morrow. Morrow driving it in deep there in 3 and 4. As Lehman is going for a little slider here on the 199 of Haynes, and he's got it. New leader James Lehman across the stripe. 3 wide for 3rd.
Maul gonna back out of it early, try and cross over and get the momentum off the corner. Here we are, 4 wide down the backstretch, further back. Bumgarner, Patton, Fracker.
Oh, boy.
Justin Ritchie.
Patton trying to move forward. Schulte moving backwards on the top side. Further up, Haynes under fire from Dakota Floyd for the 2nd position.
Nathan Carroll is now back down pit road and a lap down.
Wow. Something has gone awry for the 63 truck. Potentially some kind of violation on the restart. And that is going to be a serious hole to have to dig out of. Well, all the talk about conserving tire, Gino Morrow is not doing much of that.
More to the bumper. Three wide a little further back. It's just as fast as it seemed he was going backwards. Now Andrew Schulte back on the charge through the field.
Schulte up to 9th. 3 wide breaks up behind him. Scott Patton is on the move, up to 7th. Unassuming start for the 46 truck as Justin Michael goes to work in front of him on their teammate, Rob Haynes. I mean, Patton owns Auto Club. Historically does very well here. The fact that he had to start dead last in this race just meant that it was only going to delay the inevitable as long as he kept his nose clean. He sure has. And he is up to 6th, tagging along with Justin Michael. Their work is not done yet. Josh Frackert saying nice to meet you to Andrew Schulte. They go 3 wide now with Haynes dropping back on the outside. And 2 tires, maybe not the call for Rob Haynes. He's headed backwards. Jared Wishon, meanwhile, in the middle of 3 wide. Battling everywhere. It's hard to keep track of. That's why we love Auto Club, though.
It's like a very hot, highly skilled super speedway.
Yes. Schulte and Fracker still go down it here for 7th. I think we forgot to do under the last caution was take a look at what happened to Tyler Granat, but Granat kept it off the inside wall. Still up here in the 17th position, so that's, if nothing else, a good recovery. Andrew Schulte done with Joshua Fracker. Now Will Kirk is to his outside. Kirk tried to take 8th away. As James Lehman nursing a half-second lead. It was 0.8 of a second not that long ago. Gino Morrow starting to close in. These are 2 drivers I would definitely be worried about at the end of this run, not having much tread left. They have been pushing the issue, to say the least.
Yeah, track temperature has not come down at all. At one point it was up to 135. Now it's back down to 133. No mercy.
No mercy indeed. Taking a look back at the race leader from lap truck, Logan Murray. Scott Patton having to fend off Andrew Schulte. I'm sure Scott's happy Andrew is here, but he's like, oh man, that's one more guy that I got to try and beat tonight. We're talking about streaks, and impressive streaks at that. Justin Michael with 3 wins in a row. Jared Wishon with 4 third-place finishes in a row. Scott Patton with 4 fourth-place finishes in a row, as we've got a problem in the mid-pack. Jared Wishon is involved, and he is out. That truck is destroyed. And this time, Tyler Granat is involved again and does not look like that truck is going to survive this one. So just as we were talking about the streak, it is over for Jared Wishon. His night is done as he gets tangled up with Alex Howland, and this is going to hurt. Oh my gosh, stereo inside wall shots for the 17 and 18. And we'll take a better look to see how these two get tangled together here. Those are two hard hits. We've seen a couple of real shots this evening. So they're racing tight already. I mean, Wishon is up against the wall. I'm going to assume. Don't have to assume. Let's just take a better look at it. Maybe. We got the hood cam right here. I mean, Wishon is literally chipping the paint off the wall here. And Howland is still just kind of coming up. Yep. Wishon is squeezed. And a shot from behind is going to seal his fate. Bang. Pit stops. Morrow and Mall, Michael, Patton, Schulte stay out. Lehman, Floyd, Kirk, Richie, Sisler are in. And many, many others. Rob Haynes, Ryan Nardone, Kyle Stewart, chasers in the pits. Nathan Carroll, I believe, going to be the lucky dog here. Matt Sisler wins the race off pit road. James Lehman out second. Dakota Floyd, Will Kirk, and Justin Ritchie, the top five. And they will line up 9th to 13th. As the top 8 drivers out on the track still. Jano Morrow, now the race leader. Greg Mall in second. Justin Michael, Scott Patton, Andrew Schulte, the top 5. Joshua Fracker, Billy Bumgardner, another chaser there in 7th, and Brad Sligel in the 8th position. We'll be out here on slightly older rubber. Record 4th caution. Not just a record in the fact that it's the most we've ever had at Auto Club. It now has doubled the all-time Auto Club caution total. Been a rough night thus far, especially for a couple of our chasers. I think it's going to be a pretty rough night tomorrow as well, but in a more entertaining way. Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55, Peevely, Missouri, gets taken over for the first time in channel history here on Turn 200. And it's the Dirt 200 Special. See you for 100 laps and some heat racing tomorrow night. Tuesday night, Venom Truck Series have 2 more races before their chase kicks off. Still a lot on the line at Legacy Phoenix International Raceway. We'll see you in 2008 next Tuesday at 8:15 p.m. Eastern Time. And Wednesday night, the Daredevil Series may or may not be going rain racing at Mount Panorama. We will find out. The forecast says 75% chance. Not a guarantee. That's how we roll on Wednesday nights, though. We'll see you for the Daredevil Series down under Wednesday night at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. And then, I do believe, if I'm not mistaken, we're in Martinsville next week. Yes, we are. The NOCO 191. We're at Greg Mall's playground, and Mall is on the front row here. After winning the stage, he's to the inside of Gino Morrow, but Morrow is the control truck on the outside. Michael and Patton on the road, too. Go ahead.
You got me thinking about hot dogs now.
Ooh. Yep. Never a bad time for a glizzy. I wonder if any of the drivers that just came down pit road got one. Not impossible. Green flag is out. controlled start for the drivers on older tires. Brett Slagle is going to get shuffled out here pretty quickly. Gino Morrow leads him back into turn number 1. Oh, Patton in a precarious spot, but he's right down in front of Fracker. Here comes James Lehman on fresher tires, rocking it around the outside.
Oh, here comes Will Kirk now, making it 3 wide. Floyd going to look to the outside of Fracker. Fresh tires showing the works.
It is not going to be long before this 50 truck is leading the pack. Here he goes to the inside of Schulte and Michael as Mullen Morrow battling for the lead across the stripe. Lick it and send it wherever it's going to stick here in the hot asphalt of Auto Club. Lehman on fresh tires is putting in work. Look at that truck sliding. Floyd now the leader.
We are all kinds of packed up. Kirk getting a bumper.
Morrow into the wall. And Justin Michaels going the wrong direction fast. He's already nearly outside of the top 10.
Wide, almost bumping and banging Kirk.
Oh, my Lord.
Oh, my word. Kirk and Haynes get door to door.
Kirk is going backwards. Haynes is moving forwards.
Momentarily 5 wide through turn 1.
Morrow is in a tough spot here. Look at this. 3 wide, 2 wide, 3 wide, 2 wide. Now 4 wide. Lehman, meanwhile, around the outside of Dakota Floyd is going to take the lead. Justin Ritchie up to third. We haven't seen Ritchie in a long time. Oh, and nearly
Boyles and
upside
Sargent.
down. Chris Sargent. Caution is out for the 5th time. Scott Patton in the vicinity. Well, this will be a reprieve for some drivers that stayed out here. They're definitely going to be coming in to take tires, I would imagine. Let's stop and take a look here. The two Chris's already tangled up here. Sargent on the inside. I would imagine we'll just do exactly what we did last time and go to the hood cam here with Chris Voiles. I mean, this is almost a perfect recreation of what we just saw. Voiles not quite all the way to the outside, but Sargent comes up quicker. This time, Voiles not going to get turned. He's going to keep his foot in it, and it's nearly going to get Sargent up and over. I don't know if it's realistic, but I love the blowover physics on this truck. I'm sure Chris Sargent probably is not loving it right now, but honestly, that truck does not look too bad. Now, what we need to see is what happens to Scott Patton here, if he's going to get a piece of this or not, or if he's just going to get a good look at it. And I think he just got a good look at it. It's going to cost him some spots, but no damage for the 46. As Patton rides in the 15th position here under this caution.
Patton just wanted an excuse to pull out the popcorn bucket.
I think so. Schulte with a pump fake. Gino Morrow definitely going to pull the ripcord here. He is in. Voiles is in. Sisler back in. Chris Sargent, of course. Scott Patton. Trent Drum in as well.
Patton and Sargent almost make contact down pit road.
I think it's fair for me to say Patton is not used to being this far back on pit road. Remember, had an EOL penalty to start the night, did not elect to put in a qualifying effort, which even with an EOL penalty, if you qualify good, like Patton would, you would get the pit stall for that. But instead, he's got the 24th pit stall as the first driver to not set a time in iRating. Gino Morrow, actually, technically, Matt Sisler and Trent Drum win the race off the pit road. Gino Morrow is out third, so I would imagine 2 tire stops for Sisler and Drum. Morrow, Patton, and Fracker then the top 5. But Sisler is out 13th. You surprised to see Justin Michael still out on the track on this set of tires? He seemed to be going backwards pretty quickly.
I think Michael is playing the continuous cautions breeding cautions game and waiting for the next one.
Not impossible that some of these drivers are on their last set of tires, and that is a scary thought coming to 30 laps to go right now. I mean, everybody will still have to make a stop for fuel, if I'm not mistaken.
Should be, yes. Yeah, I think longest stint is going to be the first stint to the stage caution. 24 laps James Lehman ran on that initial set of tires.
Saw Scott Patton coming back in to top off under this caution. Yeah, that is definitely an ice-covered moment for Patton there. Whenever you see a truck get airborne in front of you, that is very scary. I think it's fair to say, pretty scary.
Even scarier in real life, I can attest to that.
Yeah, I don't want to know. I don't want to know the feeling. Scary enough from the booth. But, you know, being out there is definitely another thing.
Yeah, crazy when you come off the corner and hunks of mud are flying at you from a car, barrel rolling down the front stretch. So...
Well, let's hope the barrel rolling is over here at Auto Club. James Lehman with control on the outside. Dakota Floyd in second. Kyle Stewart, Justin Ritchie on row 2. Top 12 are on old rubber. Back to Nathan Carroll. Back to green.
Oh, Floyd, a little shimmy. That's going to give a Lehman a good jump.
And it got Mull a little checked up as well. Up through the gears they go. Three wide for a split second for third. Justin Ritchie.
Oh, well, Kirk, hang on.
Kirk into the wall hard, still trying to save it with Justin Michael in the area. But Kirk will have big-time damage as he heads to the back. That was a pretty big shot. Watching for drivers on fresher tires. Gino Morrow, I think, leading the way in the 10th position. And he has not been shy about pushing the tires hard. Nathan Carroll headed the wrong direction, restarted 12th. He's back to 16th. He was close to the Will Kirk incident.
Carroll already a great comeback after being a lap, almost 2 laps down from whatever incident he accrued earlier in the race.
Talk about a driver that we have not spoken much about in the postseason, Kyle Stewart. What would this mean for his postseason effort? With right now a podium spot on the line, holding on to third. Dakota Floyd right in front of him. They are half a second behind James Lehman. Keeping an eye on Scott Patton. He's running back in the 20th position right now. Remember, came in an additional time under this caution and topped off. So he's eyeing some strategy plays here, assuming that we're going to go green from here on out. Everybody still has to make another pit stop.
sometimes helpful to have a little bit of additional fuel, not only so that you can run it a little bit further, but if you decide to come in early, it will shorten your pit stop.
Best of the rest right now, Justin Ritchie. Great to have him back in the field this evening. Running inside the top 5. Now he's under fire, though, from Rob Haynes and a fast-approaching Gino Morrow on fresh tires. Morrow with nowhere to go right now, but as soon as it opens up here into the turn, we'll see where he's going to put the 71 truck. They are stacked
down
up.
to the bottom.
Stewart slides up. So does Haynes. Nearly tags the 3 truck as they bounce their way down the backstretch. So much room to work with, and they're all crammed nose to tail on the bottom of the track. You just love Auto Corp. You never know what it's got up its sleeve. 24 laps to go.
Should be inside the fuel window now. Would not be too surprised to see some of these drivers with older tires at the front of this field to be making their way down pit road within the next 5 laps or so.
Justin Michael seemingly in a world of hurt right now, back in the 15th position. Like you said, would not be shocked to see him coming in shortly. I figured Will Kirk was out of it with as hard of a shot as he took, but he's almost back into the top 10. He's continuing to climb here. So an attaboy for the Will Kirk in the 9 truck. Still fighting. Gianamaro's picked his way up to 3rd, trying to work on Dakota Floyd here to take 2nd. Floyd with a much-needed night. He was never a threat at any point last week in Las Vegas. Very out-of-character race for the 57 truck. But he has not left the front of this field at any point tonight. Morrow on the fresh tires will take 2nd and now is eyeing James Lehman for the race lead. Watch these trucks bounce. Look at all that. Man. How about Jack Watts entering the mix? He'll get underneath the 199 of Rob Haynes here, looking for 7th. As Justin Ritchie and Joshua Fracker coming at it here for 5th. And boy, that happened quick. Here's Gino Morrow to the inside of James Lehman. I figured we had another couple of laps. Morrow is on it, and he is to the point.
Morrow on those fresher tires, making it happen.
Lots of wheel there entering the turn, and a little steer back to the right on corner exit. This truck is tight, and then it's loose. That, to me, is a lot of wheel input. Well, problem for Andrew Schulte. He is slow on the top side of the track here. I think maybe it caught the wall, but he is keeping him fanned out behind him and Justin Michael as they battle for position. And 2 of those drivers that are jammed up behind this mess are Scott Patton and Greg Mall. Here come Justin Michael, Andrew Schulte, and Rob Haynes. Golly, that is annoying. I wish they would fix that. Brad Slagle also in. Again, these are the early pitters that we expected. Justin Michael in particular, he was languishing in the back of this pack. So we'll see what he's got. James Lehman bringing in Kyle Stewart, Justin Ritchie, Will Kirk. Greg Mall is coming in as well. Mall flying it on the pit road. I think he made it to speed. But he got aggressive. So that leaves 14 out on the track. I think Nathan Carroll will have to come in here pretty quickly. Here come Dakota Floyd and Jack Watts. With 17 laps to go. Trent Drum is also down. Drum pit under the last caution. So I think it's getting to that point where these drivers are going to be coming in anyway. Just for their natural stint length here.
Morrow, Fracker, Bumgarner, and Ryan Nardone. Top four. Currently sitting at 14 laps since their last pit stop.
The cautions have fallen just in such weird places. As here comes Gino Morrow.
That will give the lead to Fracker.
Strategy all over the place, but that is what we like. I think out of the drivers that have come down pit road already, Kyle Stewart, actually Rob Haynes is the leader. No, James Lehman's the leader. Lehman, Haynes, Stewart, Floyd, and Ritchie the top five. Michael back in sixth. But currently they run from 13th on back. We'll see where they pick up Gino Morrow as he's making his way off of pit road. Morrow will have a couple laps extra life in those tires, but he is not going to be the leader. So Fracker, Bumgarner, Nardone, Sisler, Rodolasso, Patton, Murray, Voiles, and Carroll, the 9 drivers who have yet to make their final stop. As Bill Paradise is into the pits. Chris Sargent also has yet to make his final stop in the 10th spot. Here comes Billy Bumgarner. Logan Murray, Nathan Carroll in this time. Carroll, man, he is hot. Is he too hot, though? Keep an eye on that. Seemingly no takers this time. Here comes Chris Voiles. He'll be the only one. Lehman still leading the drivers right now who have pit.
Carroll was just hot enough, did not get any penalties, and is now off, jumping ahead of Logan Murray.
So Carroll will get one with a good pit entry. He will be pretty far down the running order, though. But with some newer tires to try and push it. Look at this mess. New tires, old tires, doesn't matter. Parker Donaldson is going to bail out and come to pit road. It's Matt Rodolasso and Matt Sisseler in this mix with Trent Drum. Scott Patton is here as well. Drum is on fresh tires. The other three are not. And you know what Patton's staying out for. He's been the victim of it so many times. For once, could he be the beneficiary of an ill-timed late race caution? But he's down to the bottom of the track. We'll see if he's coming this time. Nathan Carroll, meanwhile, is boxed out, flying up on the freshest tires on the track. Here comes Joshua Fracker. He'll give up the lead. New leader is now Ryan Nardone, and Nardone desperately needs a bonus point. Patton underneath the Rodolasso. This is for the second position. Nardone stays out another lap, so do Patton and Rodolasso. And Sisseler and Sargent, we'll see, a little bit further behind. But there is the presumptive race leader, James Lehman, currently in 6th. Dakota Floyd and Kyle Stewart battling for 9th. As Patton and Rodolasso still in the midst of fresher tire traffic going at it here. If Rodolasso wanted to come to pit road this time, he's not going to be able to. As Patton has got him shut out. Floyd and Stewart have caught Rob Haynes. This will be for 8th. But this is really for a spot on the podium here, and Floyd has got it. Chris Sargent is coming down pit road this time. That leaves us with 4. Nardone, Patton, Rodolasso, and Sisseler. Lehman continuing to show the way in 5th, but he's got Gino Morrow closing in quickly. What could be the battle for the win with 9 to go currently is just the battle for 5th.
Morrow to the bottom, making a big dive.
And he is
2 laps.
very clear.
2 laps makes a large difference on tires at Auto Club when it's 130-degree track temp.
Oh, problem for Chris Sargent. He is slow down in the grass, but I think since he's off the track, this should not bring out a caution, and I don't think it will. So that is a bullet dodged for everybody 5th on down. I mean, we know these guys don't have enough fuel, but always when you get to this point with 7, 6, 5, 4 laps to go, the thought always creeps into your mind. Do they have enough fuel? We know they don't, but do they? We've been wrong before. Not very many times, but we have. Jack Watts, meanwhile, making a pass on Justin Michael for the 11th spot. The driver of these top 4 that would be in the best position is Scott Patton. He came in and topped off under the caution.
And I tell you what, Patton is clutching and killing on entry to the corner.
Oh, man.
I think we're in for a treat.
He's got 19 seconds back to Gino Morrow, so he's got plenty of distance to kill. Oh, baby. And if all else fails, it looks like Ryan Nardone is employing the same strategy. He is also catching Nardone, however. There's the race leader right there behind the 52 of Brad Slagle. Nardone also clutching and coasting.
Nardone, 1 lap more on the fuel. So Nardone needs to save an extra lap over Patton.
I mean, this is Nardone's shot to continue on in the championship. He came in 11th in the standings tonight. That is almost too deep of a hole with 4 races to go. This is him making his bed right here. Maybe not for the win, but for a top 5, he needs it. Here is Patton, though. 2 drivers fighting to save fuel, but fighting to win this race at the same time. Two drivers not under power as they jockey for the top spot.
Patton gonna look to the inside.
4 laps to go. Patton ahead at the stripe. Oh, baby. Gino Mara 17 seconds behind. Patton, Nardone, Rodolasso, and Sisler are still out on the circuit.
All 3 are killing through the corner.
Six miles. Do you have 6 miles of fuel? Think about all the times you've been on the interstate with your low fuel light on, counting down the mile markers until you can find the exit. That's what they're doing right here.
Morrow's 16 seconds back from the lead. If they can make it to the stripe, there's no way for Morrow to catch.
2 laps to go. Not one of them given up yet. What a gamble. Scott Patton will see the white flag out the windshield. No threat for position from behind. The only threat lies within. Does he have enough gas?
Nardone gonna get passed by Rodolasso down the backstretch.
Lots of position swapping here on the final lap. He can coast it from here, and he might have to. Scott Patton, trophy hunting in the postseason once again. Patton pulls off the impossible and takes Auto Club. Welcome back, 46. At the stripe, it's a photo finish for second, and Rodolasso ekes it out by 6/100ths over Ryan Nardone, who takes a much-needed podium in his pursuit to stay alive in the postseason. They all 4 made it. I genuinely can't believe it. Gino Morrow just beats James Lehman there for 5th. How about that? I say it every time we come here. Every time. I've said it, I think, twice or 3 times tonight. It never rings less true. That is why we love Auto Club, and shame on anybody involved of getting rid of this place. What a barn burner tonight. Patton will take his third channel victory here at Auto Club, his second with the Max V CNC Home Designs Truck Series, and he'll get a little love tap from the Taco Bell 81 of Andrew Schulte. That is Patton's fourth win of the season, but by God, it has been a long time since he's pulled it into victory lane. Couldn't have come at a better spot. Career victory number 16 with Max V. He will park it on the seal and seal a clutch victory this evening. Pun very much intended. Let's take a look at the full finishing rundown, perhaps, if it decides to grace us with its presence. I swear, if it's not one thing or another on Thursday night. Here we go. Scott Patton with a win. Matt Rodolasso, I believe a career-best second-place finish tonight. Congrats to him. And Ryan Nardone on the podium. We'll hopefully talk to all three of these gentlemen in just a second. Fourth to Matt Sisseler, Gino Morrow in fifth, James Lehman in sixth, Dakota Floyd in seventh, Kyle Stewart in eighth, Joshua Fracker and Rob Haynes, the top 10. 11th for Justin Ritchie. It's 12th for Jack Watts, Billy Bumgardner at 13th, Justin Michael and Andrew Schultze, your top 15. 16th for Greg Mall. 17th for Will Kirk. Nathan Carroll will finish in 18th. 19th for Logan Murray. 20th for Chris Voiles. 21st for Bill Paradise. 22nd goes to Trent Drum. 23rd to Brad Sligel. Chris Surgeon at 24th. Parker Donaldson 25th. Alex Hallen in the 26th position. 27th for Jared Wishon. 28th for Tyler Granat. It is Rod Mitten in 29th. Christian Elliott and Heath Smith. Retirees from Parker Donaldson on down, I do believe. Well, we've got some drivers that have been doing some fuel save to talk to. And I think it's fair to say we counted all four of our long shotters out there, but Ryan Nardone will have just enough fuel to finish this one out with a great comeback podium here tonight. Welcome back. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. It's been a while.
It has been a while, and I mean, it's been a weird. It was a weird night in general, but for the cautions to fall the way that they did, I mean, how quickly did this sort of stretch it out at the end fall on your radar?
About 10 to go once everyone started pitting, so I knew I was close. And I was like, all right, I was within, I think, half a gallon. I was like, all right, we'll see if we can kind of stretch this. And I think about 10 to go, I realized I was in like top 5, if not even higher than that. And I was like, at this point, we're just going to try it. Night's already gone to heck. So I was like, we're just, worst case, we get a 20-something finish, whatever. And here we are at top 3.
Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on the podium being up here with us. I mean, we can talk about points all day. I know Tommy knows I like talking points racing, but I mean, you had great racing earlier in the season. You kind of went through a mid-season slump. I mean, walk us through the season you've had and leading you to making the decisions you've made tonight.
I mean, started relatively good this year, and then I think after race 5 or 6, it was bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. I think I did the math. It was 12 weeks since the last top 10 I had. Like, it was from Charlotte till whenever the next race that I was, which I think was Richmond or maybe Darlington. I think Darlington maybe. But, like, however long that stretch was, and I was just like, I was watching me drop in the standings. I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well. And then kind of stayed in there to make it in the playoffs, and then had a decent run last week, and then I think some stuff happened, and I don't really know. It kind of in my rear view at that point, and was just trying to get through the next 4 here. And, yeah, Auto Club in a truck is I've run it once before. It's not my favorite. But this was a challenge from start to end. I mean, it was hot. It was slick. It felt like you had no brakes. I mean, halfway through the race, just getting into the corner, you're sliding up 3 lanes. So yeah, it's been a whirlwind season, a whirlwind night, and yeah, somehow we're here. But I'll take it.
Absolutely. A nice a Hail Mary, definitely full of grace to get yourself back into the championship fight here. And, yeah, that was brutally bad luck through most of this season. You and I agree on that for sure. But, man, what a great way to cap off the night here tonight. Congratulations. Welcome back to the podium. Let's get some shout-outs in once again.
Yeah, definitely shout out you guys. You guys do an amazing job week in, week out. I definitely go back and watch my highs, watch a lot of my lows. So it's been good to have you guys. I know you guys got a couple more left, so it'll be sad to see you guys go, but appreciate everything you guys have done. Both Tyler's, Granat, and Hessling. I know Hessling wasn't here, but they've been sticking us all together all year. We've been sticking through it, and through thick and thin. I know we've all had up and down seasons. So, and everyone else in the league. I mean, fantastic race. It's been a fantastic season. This is thoroughly one of the leagues I enjoy every week coming to run. So.
Alrighty, partner. Thanks for the time here tonight. Congrats, and go celebrate a hard-fought podium, and we'll hope to talk to you again after what is going to be an interesting race next week in Martinsville.
Appreciate it, guys. Hopefully see you next week.
Honestly, I hope to see anybody next week. I don't think anybody's going to finish after what we saw tonight. And it is a matched career best finish for Matt Rodolasso, who we've got back up here in booth 200. We'll take the gamble on staying out and trying to stretch that fuel, and we'll just barely pick off second there at the stripe. Welcome back to the booth, partner. It's been a while, but it's great to get to talk to you once again.
Yeah, same here. Kind of surprising. I wasn't expecting that, but when we pitted there with 29 or 30 to go, I figured I might have a chance at it. I was kind of trying to figure out if I pitted halfway through the run would be quicker or not. I was trying to do math in my head, and then I saw Scott coming top off behind me, and I was like, well, now I got to try to save if he's gonna try to make it, because he would know better than me.
Yeah, and this race had so many weird cautions. Of course, all the wheel spin. Everybody, the main concern tonight was tires. We didn't think even for a second that fuel was gonna be the deciding factor in this one, and was surprised to see as many drivers stick it out, and all of them actually make it on fuel as well. I mean, does the tire situation with them going away so fast maybe help out the fuel save down the stretch?
It probably does, because tires only last for half a dozen or so laps, and it starts falling off a little bit. So I was trying to save. I saved a set of tires because I was maybe hoping for a late yellow, because I had to try to do something different to get a decent finish. So, but it just kind of fell into my lap.
Definitely something different, and definitely I'd say a decent finish as well. Joshua, what you got?
Man, congrats on the podium and being up here with us in the booth. You mentioned you saved a set of tires. Definitely, in my opinion, a great strategy call. But how did you make that work through the early and mid race? When everyone else was taking tires and running the dog out of it.
Just trying to stay out of the way, and just like I said, if you get a late yellow and everyone's out of tires, then even half the guys are out of tires, you're gonna get around them all with 15 to go or something like that. So just stay out of the way, stay in the back, just kind of chilled, and just didn't really push the issue, and just save my tires as best I could. And then just I took a set when I took my first set, probably I think I took one at the stage, and then took one like 2 cautions later. I think I took the last one when we pitted, and that was it. So yeah, I try to save as best I could.
Well, it's great to get to talk to you once again. You were on our first Max V podium, if I remember correctly, at Atlanta 22, all those years ago now. It's always a staple in the top 10. I always look for that plain black 49 to kind of figure out where everybody's running at. So it's great to get to talk to you once again here tonight. Let's get some shout-outs in before I let you go.
Just shout out to my teammate Rod, sticking around with me there and hanging out while he wrecked that restart. People spinning tires. So thanks to him, and that's about it. So, but thanks to you guys too for putting it on, and always a pleasure.
Absolutely, partner. Let's do it again here in the next couple of weeks, but go celebrate this one. We'll hope to talk to you again at Martinsville.
Same. Hope so.
All righty. Let's bring in the man of the hour. 4th win of the season, Scott Patton will break his 4th place finish streak with the dub here tonight. And, I mean, to say it's an unexpected one at Auto Club, it seems like sacrilege. But, I mean, given all the circumstances here, trying to save fuel late, starting deep in the pack, I mean, this was an improbable of a victory as we could have expected.
Hell yeah, how about that one? We got one for the good guys tonight.
About time, right?
Yeah, I thought I was the only one keeping track of that 4th place stat.
Nope. That's
I was
that
stuck there for a while.
stuck out like a sore thumb when I went back and looked at my spreadsheet earlier. But I mean, the streak is over, and in a good way as well, with the win here tonight. And everybody was working tonight. You had to work just that much harder.
Yeah, a lot of that is just the mental game of a challenge of thinking through all the strategies, whether it be, we got to drive through the pack, we got to save fuel, we're going to take 2 tires, we're going to put on this caution, that caution, hope it goes green, hope there's another yellow. Just running the whole gamut of the strategy. So it was a workout mentally tonight for sure. But I think it all comes down to the preparation of this team and during the week, and our crew chief, Harry, the meeting that I had with him before the race, and he let me know that put some extra gas in that for us and took us to the stripe, took it home. So yeah, that was fun.
You didn't melt the tires off of it then, or maybe I don't think you really had a choice tonight.
Yeah, the strategy, that was the other the kind of neat thing about being in that spot is I was only chasing a checkered flag tonight. Second didn't really do much for me. I know a win doesn't advance us necessarily. We're going by straight points here in the championship, but I wasn't interested at all in finishing 5th tonight. And if that meant that I had to play all my cards, including fuel strategy, I'm not too proud to beg for a win in that manner. So we played that, and it becomes a little bit more black and white when that becomes apparent, and if it means us sitting in the back and hope it stays green and doing that. And we had another set of tires too, so if a caution did come out late, we were kind of prepared to run the tires off it too if we had to.
Well, we had about 37 laps Harry's way and 37 laps Scott's way here tonight. Joshua, what you got for the race winner?
Congrats on the win and being back here with us in the booth. I mean, I talk about points. You're in it. You did well last season. You're basically almost halfway through the chase. What's the strategy going out into these last 3 races?
I think it's pretty black and white. I'm not here to. I know it is a points race championship, but I'm not here to points race. We're here to collect checkered flags. So anything short of that is falling short on our goals as a team. So that's what we're out to do, and that's what we accomplished tonight. If it means going from worst to first, we're up for it. And if it means doing 50 laps your way, I'll beat you every time.
Well, pretty straightforward first couple of weeks. I know Las Vegas got away there late, but still a top 5 finish. And then the win tonight, obviously. Nothing straightforward about trying to checkered flag hunt at Martinsville and Daytona the next 2 weeks. Everybody is going to be up against it here.
Yeah. What's first, Martinsville or Daytona? I don't
Martinsville.
know.
Yep.
Martinsville. Okay. I kind of like that idea. Martinsville, pretty comfortable with. We knew we were behind the power curve coming in this week because of the EOL from last week. We got got into Rob Haynes early on in the race last week, which is a mistake, and so we took the penalty. So that was another one of our goals tonight, was to keep the truck clean, certainly stay penalty free going into next week, because I don't think a penalty at Martinsville, being at the tail end of a 35 truck field as competitive as we have here at Max Velocity, is going to do us any favors next week at Martinsville. So that was goal number 2, is take the checkered flag, but also do it in a way that we're not collecting any penalties for next week. So both goals accomplished. So I think these guys have a little bit to be worried about if I have anything to say about it.
Absolutely. We're looking forward to seeing you at the front of the world's fastest conveyor belt next week. But in the meantime, let's get some shout-outs for you tonight. Yeah,
certainly you guys at Turn 200. Looking forward to these broadcasts. We enjoy every single one of them as we come down to the home stretch here on the season. But also the New England Racing Museum. I'm going to be up there this weekend with Dr. Dick Berggren. Ray Evernhand's coming up. He's going to be the MC of the Legends Day, which is the big fundraising event that the museum holds every year in November. So we're celebrating the year of the Modified up in New England. New England Modifieds, big racing series up here, Wheeling Modified. So it's going to be a lot of great drivers and Dr. Dick Bergman's going to be there, and like I said, Ray Evernham. I've never met him before. It's kind of cool to meet Ray for the first time and share some stories and stuff, and hear what he's got to offer. And yeah, Stone River Outfitters on the quarter panels of this Silverado for all your fly tying fishing needs, and Bandit Motorsports. Appreciate all the guys in the team there. It's certainly fun to catch up with them. Hats off to Andrew Schulte. It's good to see him back. I think it's been over a year since he's increased his family numbers, so it's good to see him back on the racetrack, and I think he put on a heck of a race tonight too for being first back.
I was saying, he was cutting it up. It was a lot of fun to watch. Happy to have him back in the field, and happy to have you back on the top step at the end of the night here. Congrats. Go celebrate. Go rest up for what is sure to be an interesting week at Martinsville. We'll look forward to talking to you again then.
Heck yeah, we'll be ready for it. Appreciate it, Tommy.
Oh, man. It does not get much better than that. If you haven't figured it out already, I am sick. I'm losing my voice. But, man, that's there's no better medicine than a good race at Auto Club. And we got a great race at Auto Club tonight. The cautions notwithstanding. I think, if anything, they just added a little bit of zest, a little bit of flavor into this one.
Yeah, definitely. As awesome as it is to go caution-free, with the exception of the stage, it is even cooler when you can have so many cautions that you have drivers all out of whack on pit strategy. Definitely one I am very happy to watch from the booth instead of on the track, but a brilliant race nonetheless.
Absolutely, and the racing only gets more intense now that the field has been leveled a little bit. Justin Michael finishing back in 14th, Jared Wishon, a DNF, only his second one of the season. Things are looking pretty even at the top of the standings exiting tonight. And just in time for a big wrecking ball next week, Martinsville, which has the all-time Turn 200 caution record. Max V at Martinsville. Let's hope for not a repeat of that, but we'll certainly see a lot of cautions next week regardless. We'll see here at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time for that, the midpoint of the Max V Chase. In the meantime, tomorrow night, it is the Dirt 200 special from Federated Auto Parts Raceway at I-55. We'll see 400 lives tomorrow at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Tuesday, the Venom Truck Series is back at 2008 Phoenix International Raceway. Wednesday night, the Daredevil Series will be at Mount Panorama. We'll see you there at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Thanks to everybody that's hanging out with us here tonight. Lisa Carroll, Bailey Marie Motichek, Shelly Mall, Robin Motichek, Michelle Kirk, Daniel Caro, Duca Luca, Marilyn Beck was hanging out with us, as well as Zach Magras. And anybody else that was hanging out with us tonight, we greatly appreciate it. And we'll hope to see you again here very, very soon. That is all we got for you here tonight. On behalf of everybody with CNC Home Designs and the Max V admin team and the Max V drivers and Mr. Joshua Motichek, I'm Tommy Cook saying so long and congratulations to Scott Patton, winner for the 4th time this season, the 2nd time in his career at Auto Club. Have a good night, everybody. This has been a live broadcast on Turn 200. Be sure to hit subscribe and hit the bell to get notified of when we go live next. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.